There we go.
Let's go.
He is talkable.
Which also answers my next question of like, can you hear us? So
I can indeed hear you guys, yes. All it took was a completely different computer.
Sometimes that's what you need.
That's what you need. So now you have a 2 computer setup. You're going like
If only.
like that.
Hundo P.
All right. Well, hi, welcome to my channel. You probably saw me go live earlier, but I'm probably talking to no one because no one was watching. But we were trying to figure out how to do a co-stream with between Wildcat Topher and I for this brand new campaign, Kingmaker. But we're going to start it off on this channel, and then we're going to throw the baby over to Wildcat Topher for his channel, and he'll be taking over. But you'll still be able to watch on this channel, hopefully, if I figure things out and things make sense, but they rarely do. So fingers crossed. We'll see. Yeah, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe. I have a new fundraiser up. Let me make sure that I get the correct name for this guy. Homeless Gay Kids Houston. Yeah, it's very straightforward.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
What do you think it's about?
You don't have to really guess what it's about. If you click learn more, and look up Homeless Gay Kids Houston. Who wants to guess what it's about?
No clues.
Homeless pets.
I couldn't even. I mean, there's no context.
I mean, it's so hard.
There's really,
What's that charity for the homeless gay kids?
I don't know.
God, it's on the tip of my tongue.
It'd be so nice if there was
only
one
they
of
would
those that
make one,
existed.
right?
I don't know. I think it's about climate, but yeah, Homeless Gay Kids Houston. I believe it's ran by the Match Midtown Arts and Theater Center Houston. Thank you, Kohani. Which is a big theater in downtown Houston, and they're the ones running it. So hopefully this is an actual charity. It might be for Tony's Place too. I guess there's multiple Homeless Gay Kids Houston charities. I just picked one from the list that Twitch had. I was like, let's help them out. So I'm trying to raise $500 for Homeless Gay Kids Houston. I don't know when I'm gonna hit that goal. We were able to raise like $700 for the Trans Legal Aid Texas, which was I'm for sure that was an actual like charity. As I'm sure this one is, but yeah, that was cool. That was cool to like click and like deliver that over. So anyway, I'm gonna stop talking now.
It's all good.
I'm gonna swap this up. You see how I did that? You see how like putting you on the spot. That would have taken 10 minutes in Streamlabs just to do that, but that was just
we've upgraded to Talk Studio Streamlabs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you get to go.
I get to go. All right. Well, as everyone already kind of knows, if you watch the channel, I'm Wildcat Topher. I am going to be GMing today, and probably every other Thursday. Now we are starting the Kingmaker adventure path, which I know everyone here has been very excited for. Brian, pull your pants up. Attaboy.
You have to for Homeless Gay Kids somehow.
Yeah, and like Brian said, take care of those homeless gay kids.
Homeless gay kids.
Otherwise, Brian's got to go out back on the street.
Mm-hmm. I have to start working at the Cheetah Lounge again.
And there's no segue. There's just the segue for that. But yeah, so for anyone that's been kind of following around the channel, we've been doing. Last week we played in our Magimbia campaign, which takes place in the very southern continent of oh shoot, what's it called? Avestan? I think that's the whole thing in the Pathfinder world. And for Kingmaker, we are going far, far to the north. Up near up far north of Absalon and up in I know things. I just have to re-pull it back up. Up in the Broken Lands, which is up in Bravoy. And yeah. So I guess we should actually. Oh, how do I share this screen? Or is that what you need to do? Oh, like that.
Why
Cool.
are we laughing?
I
What are
can't
you giggling
stop.
about? What are you giggling about?
I'm fine.
She can't stop.
She's still laughing about what we were laughing about earlier.
My baby's going through sleep regression. I haven't slept in 3 days.
Okay.
This is gonna be wild.
You know what? I welcome it. I welcome it. Okay. So I should probably actually pull this shit up, right? Of course I was like, oh, I have everything ready, and now I'm like blanked out. Like, what even is this game? So our intrepid adventurers here, have been recruited as a sort. They've all received or either received letters or have seen flyers posted around the town of Restov about a call to heroes that the one of the local sword lords is asking for able-bodied adventurers or those seeking fame and glory and potential riches to join her at her manor house this evening, in fact, for a banquet celebrating them, where she will kind of go over what's in store for them in the future, and if they choose to accept it, then she'll grant out contracts and whatnot from there. So I guess each of you, we can probably get into introducing your characters here in a bit. But what would each of you guys have been doing probably leading up to, like, this morning, this afternoon, leading up to going to this to her manor house? Anything different that you might have done today than any other normal day, or is it just kind of I guess I'll be there?
I mean, I got invited to this banquet specifically, and I have to, I guess, clean up a lot more than usual. I think that's all I would be really doing.
You're super scratchy.
Damn it! I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm just letting you know.
I think I try to fancy up my garb a little bit. I take out my fancy clothes, which aren't fancy at all, and they don't really fit me anymore because they're from a couple years ago when I was richer and more. I kept a lot of my money and my wealth to myself, and I try to squeeze in. And so when I'm walking there, you just see this really overweight ball of a halfling just bursting out of fine silk clothes, and he's just trying not to rip his clothes.
Okay.
And he's also eating a lot of food. He has some Tupperware containers with him.
Okay. Anyone else doing anything exciting or special? What are you guys does anyone have any thoughts of anyone excited for the banquet? Are you thinking of what might be happening, or are you just kind of oh, we'll just see what's going to happen. We'll see what goes on.
I'm extremely giddy excited because I've just recently decided I'm gonna venture forth and try this whole adventure thing, and this might be. Either way, I'm tuning my loot because it's a party. So if one thing doesn't work out, it could turn into a gig. I don't want to be that guy that brings a guitar to a party, but I'm gonna be that guy that brings a guitar to a party.
When one door opens,
Mm.
Opportunism.
then it also shuts eventually. You know.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
No, sorry, I'm pressing out my mic. My bad.
It's still a little
It's I don't know what it is
Crackly.
with your mic.
crackly.
Yeah. First campaign, y'all. We gotta, you know,
Yeah,
we're
hey,
getting the kinks
bugs.
out.
First episode, it happens.
Yeah.
Yes, it happens. Why not? Okay. How do I think I do it this way. Yes, I do it this way. Okay, and I can even watch over here that it did indeed work. All right, so it's going to be evening time-ish. I don't know, 6 p.m. or so. The sun's kind of on its way down. And whatnot, and you can tell that there are actually almost 7. You know, kind of later in the evening. It's winter time, so obviously it's going to be getting darker earlier, too. And you kind of notice on the sky and the horizon, it's a little bit darker than usual for this time of night. And you can maybe even hear some kind of distant rumbles of thunder. Maybe there's a rainstorm coming, or maybe it's gonna pass over you guys. But right now, it's pretty. It's not raining. It's pretty decent outside. And as you guys are walking, you are coming up a cobblestone path bordered by regal oak trees and well manicured hedges. It winds its way up the hill for nearly a mile, past a 2-story guard barracks, the stables, and a dozen thatched roof cottages that house the families of the manor's servants and its retainers. The manor itself is a sprawling 3-story structure constructed of light gray mortared stone and surrounded by hedge-lined rose gardens and ancient oak trees. Additionally, as you kind of show up here, there's another group of adventurers, or at least what appears to be another group of adventurers, waiting in front of you as the guards are slowly, ushering people in, kind of one at a time. And you guys happen to be next up. And so I guess do you guys all kind of move forward, or you decide to be like, fuck this, and I decided not to do this anymore?
Now, this is a fancy place, isn't that right, y'all?
Yeah.
I thought the food is gonna be so good here.
Probably better than what you serve.
Well, beggars can't be choosers, you know.
Nope, that's why I still ate it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and you think it'd be nicer about it, you know? But it's fine. It's fine. I'm not doing it for the praise. I'm doing it for other reasons.
So as you guys walk up, the guards kind of look at you, and they have a sheet of paper in front of them, and they kind of, one of them looks at you and is like, names? And if you guys want, feel free to introduce your characters.
I'll go first.
Okay. So you step up and kind of present yourself? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
My name is Herbert Stripebelly. Oh gosh, I didn't think of a fancy introduction. Devout of the offering plate. So yeah, that pantheon. Yeah, that's me. I'm gonna head on in, and I am a very portly, chubby-looking halfling, and yeah, pretty much how to describe myself.
Okay.
These are
Wanna-
some of my friends, then people I know.
Who wants to go next?
Oh, you had all these things to say about my cooking, but now you have nothing to say. You want to introduce yourself?
I'm Amara. My father is a jar. He sells foods and other farm stuff, animal feed and stuff like that. You might know him, might not, but that's who I am. I'm from the academy, the Eldori Academy. I just graduated, and I thought, this would be a great start to adventuring.
Well, what's your father's name? Mason?
A jar.
Well, that's what he is.
A
That's
jar.
not his name.
Ha 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 ha. Haven't heard that one before.
The guard
Oh,
kind of
really?
nods
Wow.
to you, and he's like, "You did look a little familiar." Okay. Next.
If I'm approved, hopefully this is a lot better than usual.
Actually,
Hey, nice. We can hear you
Hey.
clear.
Behind her, and
I lied.
yeah, it was good in the.
is it getting ropes?
It's weird. Like now, it's fine, but then it like starts seeing that suddenly it's cutting out.
Yeah, just
Oh
keep talking.
no! Just
Do you
keep
have any
talking.
gain? If you
Okay.
have any gain or anything, or any voice modulators, take them off. Sometimes it really messes up.
Sort of look. No?
Hello?
Oh god. Okay, so I'm gonna come up behind her and I'll kind of hand him the invitation that I got, and it says here it's from Lady Jamandi, and I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not really used to these lands yet, and I don't really know your customs. I was invited by the lady herself. Maybe you could help me out?
And the one guard that was asking for your names, he kind of looks it over and he just kind of shows the other guy, and they kind of talk. They kind of okay. He's like, yeah, I mean everyone got invitations, but this is good. And then he kind of points back there. It's like, you there, you some kind of like the tall Leshy, I think is. Who are you?
Mavra.
Oh, okay, yeah. Here. Do you want to say anything about your character or no?
I'm a Goran and a ranger. I usually just keep to the trees, so this is fun, I guess, to be in a building.
Well, welcome. Yeah, we definitely don't see too many of your kind here, but yeah, I mean, you got the invitation, so she must like you.
I like her too. She's nice. I go in now? Bye.
Sure. Yeah.
Bye.
What about you there?
I'm frantically like patting my clothes looking for my invitation. I'm like, do you have like a list or
It's the one guy, so it's like,
Oh yeah. Greg Marco. Greg with 3 G's.
Greg. I've got one here with 2 G's. Oh wait, no, what? Oh, you mean like in total, not just at the end? Oh, okay,
Yes.
yeah, I guess
Lucifer.
that would mean it's 3 G's.
Well, that's me. I am a bard, but I'm not here. I'm not with the entertainment today. No. I'm here for the thing.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess. And then he looks at the other guys like, I think that takes care of everyone. I guess these are the last ones to show up. So, yeah. Go ahead and go on in. And they hold open the doors for you guys.
Oh, I love the sound effects.
So do you guys walk on in?
Okay.
The game's currently paused, so I can't.
Oh, oops. My bad. Well, then I'll just do it for you guys because
Okay.
that's just as good. As you guys start to walk in, one of the a server comes up to you, and he's like, "Oh, here, right this way, lords and ladies." And he directs you guys to this table right here. And just says, "Go ahead and please just seat yourselves."
Don't mind if I do.
Don't mind me. I'm just gonna squeeze. Oh, okay, all right. So you could sit here if you want, lady. She smells really good. Like,
oh, you just so you know, the whole table. You can also guys sit up here too. It's the whole thing. So.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. It's just it'll be easier for you if you do that. Okay. Well, that leaves Adano then sitting right here. No. Hold, please.
wow, this is nice. Do you see the chandelier above us?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like this tavern's got layers to it, like an onion. Neat. Oh. Oh, I like this song better. When we start getting meat, when we start getting some snacks, skewers. You think they have Baba Ganoush here?
As you guys are looking around the table, you see plenty of other adventurers as well. You see another halfling, a kind of a taller human woman, who seems a little bit gruff around the edges. You see a kind of a surly dwarf, what appears to be another human noble, another very finely dressed human woman, a small gnome, and what appears to be an elven woman next to you guys. And as you guys kind of take your seats and everything, the room starts to quiet down, and you all of a sudden see a group of people come in. How about, and they seem to take some seats up here near the front. Go ahead, and if you guys want, give me some recall knowledge checks. Or some
her first
society
roll.
checks. I know, right?
Ooh, the macro.
I know, right? We got some macros going on here.
Oh, I guess I could have used them.
Let's see here.
I feel like these people sitting next to us are like something's weird about them. Like
Definitely don't
it
look
could have
like-
been us, but they're not. Do you ever get that feeling?
Mm.
Not
Like
really.
if there was like a game version of ourselves, none of us would be there, but they would be there. I don't know. It might be my curse acting with me. Sometimes I see and say crazy things, you know.
So as they walk in, a couple of you happen to kind of recognize Lady Jamandi Adori right up here, a striking half-elven woman, and the man next to her, Amara. And Amara, you would know this, and Greg, I have a feeling you'd probably seen them around a little bit, or at least know of them. Is the mayor of Restov, Yosef. And as she yells that, you see a striking half-elven woman entering the hall, followed by an aristocratic, middle-aged human man. The man wears finely tailored clothing fit for a noble, while the woman appears dressed for battle. She wears a fine leather coat over a sparkling mail shirt, and at her waist hangs an Aldori dueling sword with a bright silver pommel. Let me pull up her picture here for people. I don't know why I can't. There we go.
Isn't that the same kind of sword that you use?
Yeah.
Is it like,
She's-
cool?
I mean, it's custom for us to get that type of sword when after we graduate and become an Eldori swords. What is it?
You graduated college?
I just recently.
Oh, what's your major in mathematics?
You never paid attention when I talked to you, did you?
As you guys are doing this kind of conversation, all of a sudden the gentleman speaks first, and he's like, "Greetings, heroes. I am Yosef Selimus, Lord Mayor of Restov, and this," as he gestures to the woman next to him, "is Lady Jamandi Adori. We both thank you so much for answering her call for heroes. You may be few, but we need only the best for this great task." Lady Jamandi offers the room a broad smile before she speaks. "South of here, beyond Brevoy's border, lie the stolen lands. The disputed territory has been claimed." Whoa, I just moved things. The disputed territory has been claimed time and again by would-be settlers, but because the area has been a haven for bandits and monsters, it has never been held for long. We here at Restov intends for this to change. If you have enough courage to drive off the dangerous denizens of the stolen lands, you can seize the territory for yourselves and name yourselves baronesses or barons. Restov does indeed intend to recognize the legitimacy of the new rulers of this land, and none of the other neighboring realms care enough to challenge you. We are prepared to provide backing as a trade partner and a military ally. So if you claim this land, you will indeed have mine, and even all of Restov's support. Lady Jamandi then raises her goblet, but the details of your individual missions and charters into the stolen lands can wait. So I raise my glasses to you, brave heroes, but for now, let us eat and enjoy the evening. Tomorrow promises to be a very busy day. And at that, the mayor seems to clap his hands, and a flurry of servants and servers start coming out of what you assume to be doors to the kitchen, and begins serving you guys a number of foods, all very, very enticing, very good looking. Everything smells amazing.
I'm chowing down.
Yeah. As you guys are kind of eating, you see some of the other people around the table are also kind of eating and talking and seeming to be kind of trying to carry on other conversations. Um, Adano, the woman across from you, kind of looks you up and down and just kind of like, okay. And then she kind of eyes over at Amara and she's like, "Hi, my name's Amory. What's yours?"
Amara?
Amara. Oh, it's so great to meet you. Can you believe that we're here in this place? This place is amazing. I mean, it's a little bit too, uppity for me. But I mean, I guess everything's pretty good. I'm sure this food smells amazing.
It's definitely better than what I'm used to.
And she begins kind of going on and on. Next to you, Herbert, you are actually sitting next to another halfling, and she also starts talking to you in excited tones. You're like, "Can you believe this? This beast is amazing." And like the barons and baronesses, like, oh my gosh, like this will make for amazing stories and such amazing songs. And I just can't wait. Like, oh, just so exciting. Yeah. And she seems to just keep on going on and on and on, almost without taking a breath. I don't even know if you would be able to get words in edgewise for her, but you could try.
I just like do some guttural like who we call halfling. Oh wait, yeah, me, yeah.
And so, kind of above board, how the feast is going to go down is we're going to end up playing almost like a little game in and of itself. So we are going to have some what we call some like almost like icebreakers and getting to know yous for kind of the fun of this. So we're basically going to be kind of doing a like a little game of influence, and using your guys' skills and things like that of your choosing. You guys can take basically the rest of the feast to get to know your fellow table mates, whether they be your party members or some of these other people that you may have just kind of run into and met. The feast itself is going to be broken up into effectively 6 rounds. Coincidentally, there are 6 PCs, or not PCs, 6. Actually, there's more than that. But basically, 6 or so other people at your table that you are welcome to interact with. And I can go through and kind of at least give you the kind of the basics here. So this dwarf up here at the top next to you, Mavra, he seems a little bit gruffer, kind of definitely just kind of eating away and kind of being a little bit more, to himself, but still kind of carrying on some light conversation of answering, be like, yeah, okay, yeah, well, blah, back in my days and all of that kind of standard things. Across from you is another what appears to be human woman. She seems to be a little bit more refined than the dwarf sitting next to you, and especially the other human that's to your right, Mavra. But yeah, and then there is another gentleman, a very poised individual, that is sitting near the front of the table. He certainly has a much more like quiet, but confident demeanor to him. Farther down, next to you, Herbert, there is a elven woman who seems very quiet, very keep to herself. She keeps on anytime you kind of try and talk to her, she kind of just smiles and very quietly, answers very politely, but doesn't, seem to say too much more than that.
Does she have her
Um,
scythe on her?
No, none of these guys would probably have visible weapons. Just so you know.
I'm pissed by who I'm sitting next to.
What?
My character is pissed by who he's sitting next to. It's just this one girl is just won't shut the fuck up, and like
I mean, you
and
got
this
another
other
girl
bitch,
that
it just
won't even talk
smells
to you.
weird and it's not saying anything. Like I try to break the ice and get a word in edgewise on my left hand side, and then I look over to my right hand side, and I see this ghoulish lady next to me. I'm just like, ah, jeez. And I'm mad that I wasn't sat next to the hot guy.
Okay. Well, I mean, the servers did tell you to seat yourselves, so.
I know. I didn't know. He didn't know. I didn't know what I was going to get
And
myself
patty
into.
corner
These
to
two.
you, sitting next to Greg, is a shorter gnome. Looks very bookish, but very haughty. Seems kind of full of himself,
I hate those
almost,
folks.
and just kind of seems to be eyeballing everyone. You can definitely tell he's looking a little perturbed that he's sitting next to Greg over here.
Yeah, eyebrows.
Eyebrows. So let's go ahead and begin round 1. I guess I should also ask, does anyone have like questions? I don't know if I did the best job at explaining like, how this goes down.
So, to be clear, we're just introducing ourselves? Oh boy.
So yeah, I mean, you can introduce yourselves, and maybe if if there's things you want to, it's kind of like a chit chat session. Feel free to reintroduce yourselves. I'm sure that your table mates will introduce themselves as well, and then maybe you can, if you're wanting to, you can maybe try and find out more information about them, or maybe like the reasons that they're here. So if you guys do you want to do this like in like an initiative order and just
Yes.
okay. Well then let's go ahead. That was a very exciting.
Right.
Diplomacy instead of like perception. To see
Yeah,
how
can
this
we?
goes.
Yeah, no, sure. I mean, yeah, feel free to roll any if you want to do more like social or more kind of non-combat things. Obviously perception could still be utilized or thing like that, but yeah, feel free to kind of tell me what you're picking and maybe tell me like why.
Let's see here. If it's okay, I'd like to use diplomacy, even though I have a +0 in it. And reason why I'm using it is because I don't think this well-adjusted man is used to being around this many people. He's been traveling alone, or maybe with a couple of friends every now and then. But this is a little overwhelming.
How do I add you guys? There it is. Never mind. I figured it out. I know how to DM.
Yeah.
Haha. Who knew? Not me. Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean, that's fine. This is a whole new land for you. You've barely been here. What? Maybe a week tops.
Yep. And the rules really did reflect that, didn't it?
Indeed. So I mean, it's true. Like there's a lot of there's there's a lot of activity. There's a lot of people. You can definitely tell that some of these people are much more accustomed to this kind of more almost what seems to be a semi-formal gathering. At least there's musicians going on. There's jugglers. There's flurry of activity. It is a little overwhelming for you.
Oh man, all I really know how to do is kill things. This is terrible.
He looks so tough, and you're just like, oh god.
Yeah, outside he's like stone cold. Inside he's freaking out.
Right. The rest of you guys are feel free to roll and stuff too.
I'm gonna use performance because like I'm gonna get my loot out. Not gonna play it yet. It's just kind of here is
You gotta get
You're
do those
tune
loot
it.
skills.
it's kind of an emotional support loot.
Ah, yes.
I'm like, getting ready to like, do my little mating dance, maybe get my flirt on, but like I need that my whole personality is that I have a guitar.
Okay. As you pull your loot out,
Mhm.
you notice that for like very abruptly, suddenly the halfling that is sitting catty corner to you next to Herbert, who's just been, going a mile a minute about every subject under the sun that probably very few people care about, suddenly seems to stop and be like, oh, "You play?"
I play.
And she, for a second, is speechless.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank God.
Meanwhile, the gnome sitting next to you looks and just like, oh, another one. And seems to roll his eyes and the eyebrows even seem to like up and down too. Like it's a very big showing.
Ooh.
Nice.
But he does that emotional support loot really is coming in handy.
Mm-hmm.
Hell of a lot better than me, that's for sure.
Who's next?
I'm gonna try to make conversation about the food
Okay.
using my crafting knowledge. But I am giving like a rude look to eyebrows over here for like talking smack about my good friend Greg with 3 Gs.
Okay.
And I don't deserve much love.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Hearing you kind of doing that and everything talking about food, like eyebrows over here is just kind of like again just kind of and just kind of gets a little like whatever, like he like you mean anything to him, like who even are you, like what are you even wearing?
When it's my turn, I'm gonna respond.
Is that the best you could have come up with? I mean, I guess that's acceptable.
Well, some of us are trying to make the world a better place instead of paying all this money on fancy garb like yourself. Like, I mean, what have you done besides growing your eyebrows? Huh? Are those even your real eyebrows? And then I try to like, I'm so tiny.
Ooh, good. Well, I know exactly who we're going with on your turn then. Let's go.
Oh God.
Who
All
next?
right. So Maver's gonna go with nature.
Ooh, okay.
Just cause her hair is like, like kind of sentient.
Oh.
And it kind of like creeps over people
What
next to
thoughts
her.
does your hair have?
It just kind of wants to see like what they've been around. Like it like has like its own naturey kind of sense. Like, is it all foreign or is it all more like local? Are they good with nature or have they done bad things to nature and stuff? Like that sort of thing.
So very, very. Are we giving Medusa vibes? Like kind of like.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Okay, I like this. All right, good.
Ooh.
Your hair definitely kind of seems to almost, maybe not suddenly just like spread, go, but does kind of seem to kind of ebb and flow and wave and kind of seem to almost make, what's the word? Not unintentional, but definitely, yeah. As everyone say, has almost like a mind or life of its own, as it kind of seems to almost be prodding out at the sides of you on your some of your compatriots, and even a little bit to the back, trying to just get a maybe I don't know a sense in the air. And what are the pheromones doing? Is there what are the people dust? All that dead
Mhm.
skin cells that are just floating around in the atmosphere.
Yes, the icky,
What are they telling her?
the icky.
Indeed. Um,
Okay.
why is it not? Oh, okay, I see. I know what I'm gonna do. I need to edit. How? Oh, that one did it. How do I edit initiative values?
Oh, because Herbert's is gone.
Oh, should we
Um,
have clicked the actual initiative one?
Yeah, I mean, I can do it too.
have her roll and then update it.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. And can you do the same?
Oh,
Ah.
Thanks.
well, I'm glad I got the one out of the way. I'm glad I got that one out of the way. Let me tell you.
Me too.
Yeah, if only it worked for me.
I appreciate. And you got a 19. And that just
Look at
leaves
all
you.
me. And I'm just gonna
This
do.
graduate.
I'm just gonna do a regular perception. I was very taken aback when I heard Mavra's name.
Oh.
And I've always been kind of shy, and I would rather fight than like talk. But I just keep like glancing and like, no, there's no way I know this person.
Okay.
But maybe I'm like, and then I'm also thinking, God, I wish Herbert would just stop talking.
I love these dynamics already. It excites me so much. Ooh.
Ooh, such pretty dice.
Okay.
Make me want to change
Glorious.
my dice.
Yeah, feel free to change your dice around. This is a great time to get those personality things. All right, so as you're kind of looking around, yeah, I mean, there's obviously Herbert's kind of, talking about food, and he's all of a sudden, going after eyebrows over here, and Greg tuning to loot, and this other, shorter girl in front of you is both nonstop talking and then suddenly just like enamored by Greg. And you've got, Adano next to you that's just kind of looking like, I don't know what the fuck is going on in life. Why did I even show up here? Did I wear the right things? Like, oh my god. And then you got this
Chopsticks
other
with me.
this other,
Fuck.
woman, this super gruff woman is catty corner to you, or across the diagonal to you over here, you know, beer and stein in one hand full of beer, and a massive probably turkey leg in another, and she's just swinging stuff around, and just but even through all of that, you kind of appear, and you're just seeing this what appears to be a plant woman, which you are familiar with Gorans from your growing up, with this kind of this hair that kind of seems to almost start taking a life of its own. And there's something about her that's like very like, have we met before? Like, why do you feel so familiar? And yeah, you're taking in a lot of her details. Okay, now how do I actually begin the encounter?
There'll be a play button next in the carousel.
No, there's not.
You can go to the fist tab as well and hit begin encounter.
I can hit end encounter.
Well,
Maybe
maybe
it's
the
begun?
encounter's already begun.
It looks like it.
It looks pretty begun.
Previous turn. There we go. We can go this way. Haha, okay. All right. Greg.
Greg, okay. So I got my loot out.
Yep. Who
I'm-
are you wishing to converse or do things with first?
The elven lady sitting to Herbert's right.
The elven lady. Okay. As you kind of, what do you say? Do you ask for names? You just go straight into a soliloquy or a rock song, or?
Well, I got my loot. And I'm gonna like swing over to look at her, and I'm purposely swing very close to eyebrow guy, like not close enough to hit him, but just like being annoying.
Yeah. One does.
And I just look at her and go, "So what's a lady like you doing in a place like this?" And I'm like strumming my lute.
Okay. Okay. Um.
Boy.
Is going
You know
on?
what? Since. Okay. Okay. All right. I get how we can do this. What'd you say again? I was so busy reading shit.
All right. Can we get that again?
Oh yeah.
What's a lady like you doing in a place like this?
And she just kind of glances at you, um, and definitely seems to kind of still being very kind of quiet, reserved, a little almost maybe demure, but she definitely seems to kind of be almost flattered in a way, kind of like, oh, you can tell like she kind of, you know, got a little bit almost maybe even flustered. Um, and she kind of just giggles under her breath, very slightly, and she's like, I'm just here. I'd really like to just, eat and just hear what the lady has to say. Um, and then she kind of just, goes back to just being kind of very, very daintily, eating her food, and but then she kind of keeps on kind of nodding and glancing at you like, oh, okay, hi.
I like a woman who knows how to eat.
Oh my god,
Oh my.
I love it. Let me make sure I'm doing this correct.
Look at this, you have so much charisma, you got the DM flustered. Wow.
Wow.
I'll be
That's
back.
talent.
Sure. All right. Again, please hold.
Please.
Please hold.
Look at
Or
that, she
feel
doesn't.
free to like vamp about other things.
Look at that, she's speechless. She doesn't even. Whoa. Laying it on thick there.
She's very speechless. I was like, why can't I even find anything? That's like, one, because I'm under pressure. I feel like, oh my god, everyone's looking at me.
Yeah.
They are.
We are.
Yeah.
They are.
And okay.
True, we are.
You can look at
We
other
stare at
screen.
you.
No, it's fine. Okay, so you did gain. Okay, good. So, with that, Greg, you in fact you were successful and you gained an influence point with, before I butcher her name, I want to look it up again. With Jathal.
Jthal.
Jay, all that ass.
Hey Jthal, do you know Timon?
And now we move over to Miss Amara.
Okay. Oh crap! I don't even know what I'm doing.
It's okay.
Um.
So pick someone. It
Hmm.
can be a party, quote unquote party member, but then if it won't work quite as well. But I can make it work.
The one that's like catty corner for me, like
The gruffer woman.
the gruff girl who just keeps like slinging her stuff, and I'm just like, could you maybe keep to your own space? Like you're kind of like throwing stuff over here. That doesn't need to be on my plate. It's kind of grossing me out.
And give me a diplomacy check.
I can do that.
Okay.
No.
Um,
Oh
Nice.
no.
Honestly, like everything's working out very well. This is great. As you do that, she kind of all of a sudden, like what before she seemed to be a little bit more, I don't want to say enamored by you, but definitely, by your appearance and the way you kind of seem to hold yourself, she seemed to like kind of regard you like pretty good. And after that, she kind of all of a sudden just kind of was like, "What? We're here to have a party." Like,
Well, yeah, but I
and
don't want to be eating what you ate.
it's all the same stuff. It's all here. We're grabbing from the same plate, but whatever. And unfortunately, you actually are going to lose an influence point from her. Alas. Her name is Amory.
Miri.
Amiri, thank you.
I remember
Amory.
because we have an Amara and an Amiri. Do you
And
see what your life could have been like if you had eyes instead of A's in your name? This is what I'm telling you about. Like,
gosh,
they're us, but different.
Miss Mavra,
Yes.
who would you like to influence some people, or would you like to discover some things about people?
I would like to discover things about the um, fighter-looking person in front of me.
The female, yes. Okay, the woman. All right.
I don't understand that, but okay.
Fair.
No, yeah. Let's clear this space.
Okay. What so I guess what things would you like to discover? Or I guess let me ask you this. Like what kind of things do you like to discover? We'll go with that way first.
What sort of background do they have? Like, where have they come from? Where are they going?
Okay. Give me a society check.
I had all of this loaded up, and then it disappeared because I wanted to look at the people.
You know what? Same, and that's why I was suddenly like, please hold. I had this all queued up 2 weeks ago, and then I shut it down. Well, nature shut it down for me when I lost power.
Ah.
7. Okay. Um.
Yeah.
This kind of more feminine looking, although still a little bit on the kind of, I don't want to say masculine side, but she definitely is a little bit more doesn't have the long flowing hair. She's a little bit, you can tell, like probably has seen maybe fighting or something like that, and is still composed herself. Um she seems to kind of, regard you coolly, and all that, and but doesn't seem to really say a lot. She does introduce herself as Valerie, but you don't seem to be able to get a lot of information out of her, unfortunately.
And my little leafy hairs, they can't sense anything either.
They can definitely like sense that she's giving off a kind of a almost like an energy, or a maybe even a scent of kind of guardedness. She definitely kind of has her heckles up and is very kind of wary and suspicious um, of anyone that kind of certain people. There's a definitely maybe of you. You can't quite tell. Um, Probably of the female halfling. Uh, Farther down, maybe there just seems to be something bothering her about her. Um, but like nothing that you could put your finger on per se.
Okay.
I wish I could. Oh, I can. Haha. I was like, I wish I could just do this without having to go to the thing, but I can.
You
Herbert.
can. So, I want to see what eyebrows is all about.
I was gonna say regardless of who you say, you're going with eyebrows.
I am very drunk at this point.
Nice. It has been maybe 10 minutes, and he is deep in his cups already.
You know, the offering plate, one of the main deities is Caden Kalen. I definitely give honor to that god, probably more so than the other 3 or 4 that's in that pantheon. I've had some to drink on the way here. I had some to drink while we were waiting in line. I had some to drink once they poured it the first 4 times and the next 4 times within the 10 minutes. So I
Nice.
am
Just
rearing to go.
guzzling down that flask. Love it.
I know. I mean, you have to enjoy this food and this merriment while you can before you go back on the road.
You do. You need to enjoy life, and that's what feasts are all about, right?
And it's been a
Enjoying life.
long time since I've been invited to a feast like this, or like engaged or hosted a feast like this. So I've definitely lost track of what I was there to do to begin with, and I am going to try to wrestle this little gnome down.
Okay.
And or you know what? No, I'm gonna do an intimidation. I'm gonna try to intimidate him.
Okay. I was gonna say, drunk as you are, you do know that you're still at a feast, and wrestling might even get you kicked out.
That's right. I need to remember that I'm here for the greater good, and
right.
I'm gonna try to intimidate him.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
And I'm just like, you better watch your mouth, Bob. And every time I I have like a turkey leg in my hand, and I'm using that to like.
Is it a full-size turkey leg, or is it like a your-size turkey leg?
It's like a chicken leg.
Is it like a turkey, or is it a quail? Or is it a pheasant?
I'm gonna say it's a turkey, so it's like almost as big as me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right.
It's more intimidating. I'm just like, listen here.
You two-handing this? No, you could just maybe it's just.
I'm one-handed, but it's just like awkward. Yeah. Like every time I like stab the air with my turkey leg, like a little bit more like fur comes out of my beard, and my nose gets a little more pointed. Like the skin around my eyes gets a little darker. I'm just like, you listen here, bub. You don't talk to my friend like this. You don't know that me and Greg go way back, okay? His mom gives me the best supply for my meals, so you don't talk about Greg like that. You don't talk about any of my friends here like that. Maybe the plant lady, because I don't know her as much. But.
All right. So as you're kind of waving this turkey leg at him, you know, and getting not quite in his face, but in his face. I mean, it's a fairly wide table, and you are only of such a height.
Very tiny. Yes.
We won't go so far as to say tiny, but it would take
small.
It would take more reach for you to get across this table. Yes. As he is also of a equal stature. Mm-hmm. You can definitely see this turkey leg. There's bits of still kind of turkey grease. And maybe even little bits of the actual, like, you know, skin or meat itself kind of like flying at him. And as the first little spot hits him and you're getting face, he all of a sudden like kind of like snaps back, and he was just like kind of like all of a sudden like, oh okay, like fine, whatever. Okay.
Yeah, because you don't know what I'm all about, and you don't know what he's all about, and you don't know what we're all about it here. So you gotta just. Does anyone have more gravy?
Yeah, I guess I'm great.
But what do I discern from this gnome as like I'm intimidating him? Do I like understand his power level a bit more? Like,
you can definitely tell that he's even with that kind, like you can probably tell he's probably a little bit more full of himself than would actually maybe be warranted by what he could maybe do should you meet him in, like, you know, an alley in Rostov somewhere. But as for what he's actually capable of, that's, you know that you definitely seem to have a little bit more of his I know say want to say attention in like a bad way, but definitely he's maybe regarding you as a little bit more like someone to maybe like, oh, okay, well maybe I shouldn't just like fully just be shunning this guy as a no one.
Yeah, because someone.
And we are going to say that you, in fact, will have gained an influence point with him.
What's his name?
His name, as he kind of says, like is an apology or something. His name is Tartuccio. Tartuccio. Yes. Yeah, I can't speak.
Okay, I have it in my character sheet.
Perfect. I also am recording these things for you guys, so just in case. Mr. Adano.
Hello.
Hello. So even though you're a little kind of overwhelmed, you are able to compose yourself at least a little bit enough to strike up some conversations with someone. Who might that someone be?
You strike up conversation with the armored lady that's next to me. She looks like a soldier, and maybe I could find some common ground on
Okay.
that.
Are you wanting to influence her, or are you wanting to find more things out about her?
Um, let's try influence, because I can obviously do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm going to introduce myself, and I'm going to ask. I noticed there's some symbols on your armor, and was wondering perhaps if you're a soldier, just like me.
Ooh. All right. Give me either a diplomacy or a warfare lore.
I even have that. Oh God.
So I said either or, whichever you feel better at, if either.
Yeah.
Hey. Okay.
A raw roll.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes raw dogging it just is okay. So as you kind of turn over here to Valerie, she was kind of previously, you could tell she was maybe a little bit, Maver was also talking to her, and she seemed to be polite but a little cold to her. As you bring up stuff to her, she seems to kind of turn to you and regard you a little bit better. In fact, like she definitely seems to have noticed that, like, oh, you actually do have some, some decorum. You know how to talk to a lady properly, maybe as it is. And you guys do seem to, strike up a little bit of a rapport with each other over over military things. And you will in fact gain an influence point with Miss Valerie.
Oh. Internally, I'm like, that was the longest I've ever talked to someone like that before. Hmm.
Oh,
Where
that
am
I
I?
now realize that I didn't even add her into the mix of this. Nice, let's go. Well, she's in there now.
Phew.
I have a fun little Excel spreadsheet that I was like, cool, I got it all handled. I did not. Spoiler alert. I, in fact, did not have it all handled. Okay. And that brings us back to the top of the order with Mr. Greg. So this would effectively now be round two. It's probably been another about, that talking to that probably took, I don't know, about 20 or so minutes. Food and drink are still being brought out as, as um, cups are being emptied, servants are coming back and refilling them. As plates of food are, being consumed, new ones are being brought up and refilled, and so it's definitely there's no shortage to to anything, who would you like to speak to? And would you like to influence them, or would you like to discover some things about them?
They must stick with Jethal.
Oh, okay. Going with
Okay.
Jethal again.
Okay. Jethal, Jethal, Jethal. What a beautiful name. What a beautiful woman. Where are you from, Jethal?
So you're wanting to know where she is from, huh? So you are wanting to gain. Where is it? I've lost all things. Lost all things. Give me a. Give me a like a society or a. Honestly, you could probably even do maybe a. Or even maybe just like a. I don't know. I can't really say like a knowledge, but yeah, let's do a society check. A sixth. Okay. Excuse me. So you ask her like where she's kind of from, and she seems to kind of answer without answering. Um, she's been wandering around for a while, just you know, going from city to city as needed, but doesn't really straight up say like I'm from here.
Okay.
And in fact, she seems, as you ask more about her, like where she's from, as you try and like get maybe more details that are very personal to her, she may even seem to kind of recoil back a little bit and become a little bit more almost shut down or a little bit cooler.
Okay.
So yeah, that was whatever that was. That was not. Oh, look at that! There's a hidden adventure right there.
Wow, Greg, I thought you were supposed to be some like cool rock and roller dude.
I got this.
This girl's so lame. Wait, which girl are you trying to do? The halfling girl?
No, the dark, sexy elf
brooding,
lady.
the
Trust me, I'm sitting
elf.
right next to her.
You're bearing witness to how thick I am laying it on.
We love it. We love to see it.
I'm just like,
Okay. Derp, 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 derp. Amara.
Okay. Should I try to gain back an influence with Amory? I think I am. I've drank a little bit more and I've kind of loosened up, and I realize, I'm not used to this type of an atmosphere. Like, I'm used to the academic where we just sit, we eat, and we don't like really mess around or we get like fucked up by the teachers.
Fair.
So, I've kind of loosened up and I'm like, so sorry. I was being so uptight earlier. This is new to me. And like you said, we're trying to, it's have fun. It's a party. Like, do you accept my apology?
Give me a diplomacy.
Okay. Let's try doing this. Diplomacy.
She kind of, she's like, just accept your apology, all that, and she's kind of just like, and just kind of keeps on, just talking over some things. Almost seeming like she's almost getting bored of the
Yeah,
kind of just like
annoyed.
no one's even like doing anything. But like people are still trying to talk to her. She, you still have her attention,
Hmm.
but she's still just kind of just like whatever. Like
She's like, "Where's the party at?" Like this is
exactly,
like boring as shit.
she's like, I mean, like this is like you guys are so like lame.
Oh, great.
Like we're here to have a great time and everything, but like we're over here like no one wants to do anything.
Who's saying that? Amiri?
Amiri, yeah.
Amiri, yeah.
Well, I was trying to fuck up this guy and you didn't do anything.
Not my job.
When it becomes my turn in the initiative track, you know what we should do, Amiri? You know what everyone here at this table should do? We should have a drinking competition.
Oh, good lord.
Oh, this is.
Yeah, maybe not.
I can't wait.
In Caden Kalian's honor.
Navra.
Yes.
It's your turn.
I would like to, I guess, get some influence with he's a dwarf that sits next to me, right?
He is a dwarf, yes.
And talk to him about his weapons. They're very interesting to me.
Okay. Yeah, I guess you would. You would probably see he's got some weapons maybe on him. They didn't seem, for whatever weird reason, they didn't seem to like check any of your guys' weapons.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that most of them are probably what they'd call peacebound. And if they weren't, they would probably request that you do. But it's still obvious that people have, some of their gear on them, but no one seems to be over here, slicing people up. So that's good. I think, maybe others, want to slice people's, but oh no, I lost things.
We've all lost things at this table.
We have.
Oh yeah, dignity for sure.
Damn.
Damn.
Not yet.
Yourself.
I was talking about myself.
Okay, so go ahead and give me either a diplomacy or a dwarven lore, should you have some such things.
I do not. I know about the wilderness, but I do not know.
I knew you didn't, but I was like, we'll still put it out there in case maybe someone else does. They're like, oh my gosh, wait, I have that skill. I'm gonna try doing stuff or something.
I'll go with diplomacy.
Spoiler alert, viewers: none of them have dwarven lore. No. Okay. So I need to learn things. So he definitely seems to kind of perk up a little bit, as he does seem to as a clearly as a maybe either as a dwarf or maybe just as himself. You can't quite tell, but he does seem to take pride in his weapons. And he definitely kind of speaks of them fondly. You might even think that he maybe even gave them names, but it's some words in Dwarven, so you can't quite tell. But even through all of that and his questions, he doesn't seem to be any more or even less inclined to you. So
even when I show him my bow.
Even when you show him your bow, he remarks that it looks like some pretty good craftsmanship, but that's about as far as it goes.
Wow.
You can tell that maybe as an
myself.
individual, that maybe he doesn't care as much for the weaker bow arts as he might think.
Wow.
We lost an Adano.
On and off this
We gained
time.
an Adano.
Yeah.
But that still puts you at neutral with him, so you're just fine. Oh, and now it's just
My God.
Oh,
And I got
Huh?
very afraid there.
Ooh,
Herbert.
It's me.
it's
All right.
you.
Well, I say we have some fun here.
Okay, are you wanting to influence or are you wanting to discover?
I'm trying to influence
Okay.
everyone at the table at once
Everyone at
through a
once.
drinking
Ooh.
competition. And I want everyone to get as drunk as possible. Because in order to celebrate Cade and Caleb and the offering plate, which these gods, oh my god, stop coming in and out. I'm tired of hearing the sultry lady. The sultry lady telling me you're in and out. I want to drink in honor of the 4 gods of the offering plate. And I'm trying to get everyone in on it so we could know each other and have a great night before we do whatever we need to do tomorrow. I'm like, I'm standing on the bench. I'm like, let's do this.
Okay, oh, so you're kind of making a big, like, not quite proclamation, but kind of making a little bit more of a scene for your table?
Yes.
Okay. Then let's go ahead. I think
And I want to target everyone at the table.
everyone. Your choice then for either a performance or a diplomacy roll.
Ooh.
As you're starting to stand up, kind of maybe just on the bench, maybe even 1 foot on the table, now making you about as tall as Greg across from you is, maybe even, a head taller. Servers are still running around everywhere, and you are hearing from what appears to be the kitchen a sultry lady constantly yelling at people as they come in and out.
It's canon now. I rolled a 21 performance.
Oh, you did?
And I'm slapping my iron belly as well.
Okay. Ooh, slap that iron belly. All right.
I'm just up there going, a drinking game. I want you guys to drink with me, and every round you can't drink, you have to tell me something embarrassing about yourself.
Oh, we're doing this. Okay.
Or
All
something
right.
like that.
So
I
as
don't
you
know.
do this,
Truth.
we'll just kind of go from your position. We will go counterclockwise because that's how my head is thinking. So Jathal next to you. Oh my fucking god! Now I understand why you guys are like, everything's just all over the place and it's so hard to find things. Jathal next to you, quietly, definitely seems to kind of chuckle, but does indeed raise her goblet up, and kind of, maybe even like tink your flagon or your goblet, whatever you're using, and then she begins to kind of still daintily but drink, but maybe at a slightly quicker pace. And we will say that you gain an influence point with Jathal.
See, this is what you gotta do, Greg. This is what you gotta do.
As
Up the belly.
going around the room, you have Sir Tartuccio over here, whispers, as one says. He hears you, and he kind of just like shrugs and just like whatever, and seems to drink, but he doesn't. Well, hold on. Before I say doesn't or does, let me. We gotta learn some things. This is when I should have just had the fucking book and should just be like, oh, let me just, da, 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 da. Okay. Yeah, he doesn't seem to like. He doesn't seem to be moved in a way to join in the drinking. Like, is he picking up his cup? Sure, but then he puts it right back down and is going back about his same pace. So you in fact
Damn.
do not gain any influence with Tartusio.
We don't like him
Greg,
anyways, right?
are you joining in this and drinking or
Okay, because Jathal drank.
yes?
So I want to match her and just be like, to an evening with new friends, and I just chug.
Okay. So you've gained an influence point with Greg, if you could. What about you, Amara? Do you join in Mr. Herbert over here? Or are
Well,
you
I've
kind of just like
already been nervously drinking, so because like I feel super embarrassed by the spectacle that I've made of myself with this new person that I just met.
we love
So
it. We'd love to see
I
it.
definitely like chugged probably half my
Nice.
goblet.
Nice. Let's nice. Another influence point gained by Herbert over here. Racking it up. Adano, if you're back with us and can, do you also join in this drinking game or are you distracted by
No, I'm gonna drink.
nice.
Today's been a shit show.
Mostly it was gonna be if you weren't here. I was like, he seems to be too distracted by trying to like talk to Valerie and hear it on the sides that he just
He keeps coming in and out of the main room. Like,
I
is he
know.
doing coke in the bathroom?
I don't know.
Demon dust?
All right.
I will not confirm or deny.
I don't know if anyone up here has even heard of Demon Dust. They may look at you a little weird as you bring it up.
I've been around places.
You clearly have been around the proverbial block as it is.
Is there a possibility I could get Valerie into it as well, since she used to be a soldier, or at least wore things?
Valerie into the drinking?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what? Yeah, let's say Valerie does in fact, kind of hear all this going on and see some of the other drinking, and she just kind of shrugs and is like, hell, why not? And so she starts drinking too. And we will say that you gain a point with Valerie.
I get one?
You gain a point with Valerie as well.
I got your back, man. As Anthony, not as Adano, but
this other gentleman that you guys have kind of everyone did eventually kind of go around the table and introduce themselves. This dude up here does introduce himself. His name is Maker. And even when he talks, he seems to have a little bit of more of a, I don't know, both kind of a little bit more of a command to his voice and also a refinement. You can definitely tell this guy, like, is good at talking, or at least doesn't shy away from it.
Oh, this guy, the hot guy?
Yes, the hot guy. You're a hot guy. For those that are unaware or take it as you is, the very almost maybe a young John Travolta individual.
That comes up for me.
Yeah.
What a
It does kind of give some of that energy. He kind of he nods and kind of says there's like well said and all that, but he doesn't seem to drink. But he does at least recognize the passion and the what's it called? The spirit in which it was given. But he does not partake. But you do not lose any influence with him.
And he must be pregnant. Okay, next person.
The dwarf up here, Mr. Harem or Harem. he, as a dwarf, kind of takes a second, a little bit gruff, but sees, Valerie drinking, and even Adana and some of the others, and he's like, oh hell. And he goes ahead and slams his tankard on the table and then just guzzles it all down. And so you will gain a point with Harem as well. Let's see here. Mavra, did it instill any fire, any gumption, any want to drink in you, or are you just kind of like, oh, that's sweet?
I think she's not quite ready to show people how she imbibes. So
Okay.
she just kind of, plays with her hair.
Does she imbibe through her roots?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I thought she was like butt drinks or something.
Does she have to? Does she have to like? Does she have to like?
Oh no!
Butt chug.
You know what?
Booty shot.
We'll write this down. We're gonna take notes, and we'll get into maybe a more less public drinking time where your friends and new allies can potentially find out the ways of neighbors drinking.
Okay.
Amory, of course, looks over to you, and at first she kind of looks at you like kind of a little bit kind of funny. And then she just kind of like breaks out of this giant grin, and she was like, I thought you were gonna be all stuffy, but you're pretty good. And she not only grabs hers, but then grabs another flagon from a passing server and downs that one as well.
Oh wow!
Girl can drink.
And so you will also gain a point with Amory. Actually,
Damn, Herbert is getting it all, brother.
Herbert may have
Influential.
unlocked something.
Yeah, AOE.
AOE is right. And then next to you, the talkative Lindsay. She definitely seems it doesn't seem like you even just like picking up your flagon and starting to talk. She already is starting to be like, "Oh, we're doing a toast and drinking," and then she just starts. Like it took. Oh, you barely even had to say words.
Yeah, I'm like, when she does, I'm like, oh, this isn't as cool. And
But she seems very excited that a fellow halfling is here and drinking and like, oh, okay, yay. And so you will also you will not only gain an influence point, you in fact will gain 2 with Lindsay, as you did indeed critically succeed.
oh yeah,
Wow.
Wow.
this is how you do it, y'all.
That is indeed a way. Adano, now that we've gone through this round of waterfalling.
I'm sorry that I did that, y'all.
No, it's fine. Honestly, that was great. I love it.
Thank you.
That was
More like thank
very
you.
out of the box thinking. I loved it.
Let's see here. What is Adana like when he's drunk? Because like this is not good.
I mean, it's up to you if your character is drunk already or if he's just starting to maybe loosen up a little bit. Who knows?
No. Adana's a lightweight like his sister. So what's gonna happen is, I'm gonna start going over to. As I'm kind of sort of finishing up with Valerie, I just like kind of look over to Amiri and be like, based on your clothing, you know how to throw down. In fact, it's only a shame that I'm stronger than you. So how about a friendly game of competition?
Ooh, and Amiri, deep, like maybe not like 6 feet under deep, but possibly like underground parking deep in her cups. And you mention a contest, and not only do her eyes light up, she just like Miss Ariana Grande Galinda herself slams her hands down on this table and gets up, and you're like, right. And let's go. How do you what contest are you wanting to do?
Perhaps maybe a
Maybe
athletic for sure,
some athletics.
like an arm wrestle type deal.
Ooh, we're arm wrestling. Okay, all right. So you put your arm up on this table, and she just like, hell yes, and she starts to clear the table away from her. Like, if Amara before was a little bit perturbed at food flying around, well, an entire plate of like, I don't know, pheasant just goes flying off the table. And their servers all of a sudden, like, they hear this clang and they're looking around and they're just like, oh my god, oh no, how do we handle this? But she is on, she is ready. And let's go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Absolutely. Okay, that's not a bad showing.
okay.
Not a bad showing.
All right, so as you guys grip hands, she just kind of looks at you and she's like, let's see what you've got. And you guys start, and it seems to be pretty evenly matched at first. Like I don't know how you feel about women being like as strong as you, but
Oh
you
no, they
definitely
need to be. They need to be.
Okay, so like she's over here and she definitely, and then like she's starting to go, and then all of a sudden you can definitely tell her eyes start getting a little bit, and she's looking here at her fist as you start moving it ever so more close to the table, and she's trying to resist, and she even for a second almost puts her other hand up there, and she's like, no, this got to be fair. And then you happen to, with a resounding thud, slam her fist onto the table.
And they like down another drink.
And you indeed gain an influence point with Amory.
You're just as strong, if not stronger than my sister. I just wish she was here right now. And I did down another cup.
Oof. Adano is a lightweight. He's up to, what is this, 3 now?
Yeah.
Nice. We love this. Don't worry. Don't worry about me taking notes. It's fine, y'all. Okay. That was round 2. That was a good show for round 2.
Thank you, Abner.
Who is ready for round 3? Is Greg ready for round 3? Because it's his turn.
I'm ready for round 3. I'm playing my lute and I'm just like, baby!
Oh my god, I love it.
You inspire me. I think we could make beautiful music together. What other skills do you have?
Ooh, so we're gonna try and do some more discovery about Jethal.
Mm-hmm. Women like it when you ask them questions about
lady,
themselves.
the lady herself.
Wild work.
Okay, let's see here. Give me a perception check first.
Okay. Ew. Hero point.
Yeah. Go for it. Yeah, all of you guys have hero points.
You're
At
gonna
least
use
one.
your hero point for the.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. All right. So you happen to notice, even though you're asking more about her, you definitely seem to start noticing in the light, that she does seem to, like, she's got raven black hair. It's super long. But she wears no jewelry. It's she's very almost simple. Um, um, and yes, leaning next to her, even though she's not wielding it, there is a scythe leaning next to it there, but she's certainly not over here, slinging it around everywhere. And she does seem as kind of, as the lights are the light outside is starting to kind of dim down more, and the candle lights are seeming to be increased. Like, she is very pale, like super pale. Even for an elf, she's, she definitely hasn't been sunbathing at all. Or if she has, maybe it was 100 years ago. Who knows? I don't know how many elves you've seen, but you probably don't think that they're usually this pale.
Hmm. Alabaster baby.
She is. She's an alabaster baby. Her skin is smooth. It's very smooth. Just like every elf, like ageless.
Just he's enamored with her.
We love it. We love it.
She's giving me nothing.
I know. I will say of the group, like, you two might be the most opposed.
That's what I thought.
But I love it. But I'm loving it. That's it's great. Mara.
Yeah. Well, since I'm getting nowhere with Amari, or however you pronounce her name.
Amari, yeah, or Amiri.
Amiri.
Yeah, maybe it's
Just
time for you to
no,
learn about some
uh,
other people. Even though it looks like it's this long table, like, especially after what Herbert just did, you realize you can probably chat to people that aren't directly, like, immediately around you. Like, feel free to talk to anyone at the tables.
I'm gonna go with the girl across from me. I'm just gonna, because I'm like Lindsay, because I'm just like, I'm a little tipsy. I'm just like, how long have you been playing that lute? Like, is it fun? Like, do you know a lot of good songs? Or are you like this weirdo next to me who just like hits on people all the time?
Okay. Give me a.
Just because you don't understand my magnetism.
It's just like I'm hearing everything that you're doing. I'm just like, oh, skeezy.
Love it. Give me either Give me either a.
I thought we weren't going down that road.
We're not. It's too weird.
Yeah.
Society or diplomacy?
Oh god, diplomacy's got me nowhere, but my society is shit. Dude.
Well, I mean, if you've got another one that you want to try and you want to.
Oh no, we'll go with the. Either way, I'm kind of. Like, I'm getting pretty drunk, so.
Okay, social skills are starting to tank. Okay.
Yeah. So if the roll is bad, it's just bad.
That is bad.
Oh no.
It's a +5 and I still have just shit roll.
We love to see it.
Nice.
We love to see it. All right, so you're over here. What you do? Diplomacy. Okay.
Yeah. Should have done society, even though it was lower.
So what were you asking her about again, or
Just
trying to
like,
get information?
How long have you been playing your lute? Like, you're not like skeezy like this guy over here.
And
Like,
as you point over here to to 3G Greg.
I love that.
3G Greg. Clearly another fine connoisseur of the musical
All the bridges today.
musical influence. I can't think of words either. And like obviously she seems to take a little bit of offense that you would think that people that play instruments are skeezy.
Yeah.
No, not that like he's skeezy because of his instrument. He's just being weird with that elf.
I know, but that's how she's taking it. Like Greg's over here with an instrument. She's got her instrument sitting beside her, and she loves all that. And now you're over here being like, music players are.
Should have used that hero point.
And so
nope.
you in fact critically fail.
Oh no!
And so you will actually be losing 2 influence points with Miss Lindsay,
good lord.
bringing your total back down to 0. But it's fine. It's fine. You know what? It's not a negative number in total. It's just not increasing. You definitely can tell that from that, like, she definitely, take music and the arts and things like that very seriously.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Mavra.
I would like to. I would like to know more about Adano.
Ooh.
Because he looks different from other humanoids around here. And I want to understand why. So I ask him where he comes from.
Dang, I'm sloshed at this point. Oh no.
Do you have a DC for yourself in mind that you want her to roll, or do you just want to give information out?
You know what? Let's see if I'm coherent. She should roll against my DC of will, which is I think 16 at the moment.
I like it. Give me I'll let you do your choice of just give me just throw me a recall knowledge check.
Okay.
We're gonna start with that, and then mostly because I can't remember all of your skills, and that should give me most of stuff. Yeah.
Hi, big boy.
Okay.
Hi.
So yes, even though you're starting to get a little drunk, it does kind of pique your interest, Adana, that people want to know more about where you're from. And maybe your guard's been lowered a little bit enough that you're maybe not thinking that maybe you shouldn't be disclosing everything about you, but you're hyped after winning with Amiri, and so your tongue is getting pretty loose.
Oh.
So like as I'm finishing my 4th drink, and like thinking I'm like, yeah, this is fine.
Let's go. Someone's not gonna be hungover at all.
No, absolutely not. I'm gonna be like, oh my god, you're actually interested? That's so heartwarming. I come from Xianxia. It's actually like it's actually like really civilized nowadays, but where I come from, it's definitely not. And I'm here to escape all that. It's such a fun time here with all this alcohol. This is a lot different than my alcohol.
Okay. I'm regretting choices I made.
So even though you're regretting your choices,
we used to eat vegetables like you, but now that you're sentient, it's a weird qualm now.
Wow, even I know not to say that.
oh my god. Is there anyone else that, since you're now regretting your choices, that you want to maybe pan to and ask or find, either try and be like, oh my god, what is up with this dude, or maybe just find some things about?
What?
Is there anything that you want to? Is there any others that you maybe want to find some things about, or try and be like influence, or then be like, oh my god, look at this dude! Like, holy fuck, he just said he eats. He was gonna eat me. Like, what?
God,
Maybe
Adano's lost, bro.
I should kind of give Amara a kind of like visual. Like, did you hear that?
Like,
Like,
oh my god, look.
what? He wants to eat me.
Like,
I love it.
never thought I'd hear that in my life.
Well, now that cat's out of the bag, I guess I can follow up with. Are you one of those? Not Leshy, but Gearans? I heard you're supposed to be delicious.
You know, my sister met a carrot one time, and it was
Oh my god, I love it.
it was quite the pickle. In order, I made a whole joke by myself.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I will say that you're piquing piquing the interest of Adano, and getting, kind of talking about him, did seem to also kind of make Amiri regard you a little bit better too. That, like, oh, okay, so you actually like do actually care about some people, and she seems to maybe warm up a little bit to you. So you're also going to gain an influence point with her.
Yes.
Even if Adano lost an influence point with you.
Oh.
And I do tell the little man that came with us that yes, I am a Goran. And he knows
So-
that. I have told him that before.
Which is different than a gherkin.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what you put on your poom poom if you want to cover things up. Wait, I'm thinking of Merkin. Anyway, so yeah, you're supposed to be like really delicious or something. If we ate, can I like have a finger or something? I'm just trying to
No.
decide.
I need my fingers.
And like under the table, as far as I can reach, I kick the shit out of his leg, like to make him shut up.
Ah!
Like, don't say that shit to people.
Okay, what do you want me
Hey
to say?
man, leave the nice lady alone.
There's one brought it up.
And it
Why
is,
you-
in fact, your turn, Herbert.
Jesus.
Maybe Herbert needs a moment to like collect himself.
Okay.
He's gonna take a moment to collect himself
Okay.
and just like de-drunkify his body and like meditate a little.
You know
So
what?
he's
That's
just-
fair. You did do a lot of influence work this last turn, so maybe it is time for you to like be like, maybe because you did kind of catch yourself maybe a little bit with Tartuccio earlier, realizing that like, oh, something like maybe I got a little too ahead of myself, and I don't.
No, I would have fucked him up if I was sober. I don't regret that piece. That
No. The
Tartuccio reminds me
some
of
of the,
my.
maybe some of the features that you were starting to show. Maybe
Yeah.
you're
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like, oh, maybe I actually need to like.
Oh
kinda,
yeah, I
like,
forgot.
take a
I
step
said to
back and, like,
myself.
take a breath.
I said to
You
myself like I forgot I'm a Tanuki. Oh, but it's so loud in there that no one really hears.
Oh no, dude, yeah, sure. No one knows, but you
Maybe
know
Amara
that, like,
hears
ooh,
it.
hold on, I need to take a breath for myself.
So then I sit there. I put my palms flat on the surface of the table, and I just close my eyes like this.
Taking
Yeah,
some
Herbert.
centering breaths. We love it.
And that's my turn.
Okay, Adano, back to you.
Oh man, do I have the self-awareness that I might have offended someone? Probably not, because I don't really know social cues. So we're gonna go over to Valerie again after I just
Okay.
beat Amiri at a competition,
Oh no.
and I'm like, listen, it was really nice talking about. How about a game of wits with you, huh? I know some things about the politics around here, and maybe we could do like a little trivia thing.
Oh my god, I love this. Drunk Adano is over here trying to be like, Yo, I think I can win it at drinking bingo.
I'm a
Or
winner.
at drinking trivia with you. Oh my gosh, let's go. I love it. So are you trying to influence or are you trying to find some things out about her?
No, let's just keep influencing. This is
Okay.
awesome.
All right. Well, then go ahead and give me a.
Oh, before you finish, may I use my political skill, my politics lore skill?
Politics lore?
Yes.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Feel free.
Absolutely. We can find some use for this. Oh, not as good. You win some, you lose some, I guess. Because well, actually, no. Hold on. Maybe I did win. Who knows?
Who knows? So as you guys, even though you're maybe not like full blown parking garage like Amiri is, but you're definitely you're deep in your cups too. And so you're definitely kind of like rambling and saying some like maybe some like weirder things. But even though you're kind of talking about stuff, maybe not want to say weirder things, but maybe some things that are maybe a little bit out of date. Maybe some of your current events, some of the stuff that your politics and current events aren't quite as current as you may think they are. You definitely though seem to have know enough, and you're proving yourself that you do indeed kind of know what you're talking about, even though you seem to be from a totally different place. But Valerie kind of seems to kind of take a moment and nod and kind of recognize that, like, all right, maybe this guy isn't as much of a drunk fool as he seems. And you will gain an influence point.
I did. Yeah.
You
Maybe I didn't
did
win, but
it.
I won in the long run.
You did. All right. So it's now been probably close to about an hour since you guys sat down. The feast is probably well in the throes of everything. You can definitely tell a lot of people are, a lot of people are starting to get drunk. People are starting to, have good times. You do notice that this group over here, that all seem to be very, very well, maybe not well dressed, but like they're definitely well armored, and they seem to be very composed. Unlike the rest of the group, they are not. They're drinking, they're eating, they're talking, but they seem to be very much more amongst themselves. But they're really still very put together. As unlike maybe your table or maybe one of the farther tables that's kind of just getting into arm wrestling contests and full blown drinking games. And all that. So, but with that, Greg, it is your turn.
We're being judged. My God.
J-ball.
Oh my
Praise
god.
That's I'm looking at her scythe and I'm just like, that is impressive piece of equipment you got there. What that thing do?
Jaethal kind of she smiles, but kind of again kind of seems a little demure about it. But like she's definitely, you can tell she's kind of she's both kind of maybe taken aback, but also kind of enjoying the attention. Even if she doesn't maybe quite know what to do with the attention.
I was gonna say something just really rotten. I'm not gonna say anything.
Nice. We love it. Okay, so do you want to discover anything about her, or do you want to try and influence her? Influencing her will not get her in bed with you.
Well,
maybe. Who knows?
Who
knows? There's been a lot of wine and mead flowing.
I want to discover more about Jaethal.
Okay.
I'm intrigued.
All right.
She's so mysterious. I keep asking her questions and she just giggles. Like, what's that about?
Indeed. Give me. You know what? Just. Are there any skills that you think you might want to use? If not, you could feel free to just do maybe like a recall knowledge, or maybe let's see here. What may be your best course of action? Maybe. So maybe, I don't know, maybe you could maybe even do perception again to try and like find some things out based on just her mannerisms or clothing, or maybe even like occultism or society.
I'll do another perception check.
Okay.
Wow.
Ooh,
Wow.
okay. So let's see. So she definitely has a so I'll go ahead, and I'm pretty sure that that's part of it, is that if you all right, so since you're doing discovery, would you like to learn I'll let you choose. Do you want to learn a skill of yours, or a skill that you can influence her better, or do you want to learn why does it not one of the blah blah blah. Oh, sorry. I love it. It's so weird they say choose one of the following and that they only give one thing. Like that's not the following. That's literally, do you learn? Okay, so yeah, do you want to learn something that like a skill that has like the lowest DC, or the skill that you would maybe have like the best chance at influencing her with?
The second one.
The one that you could best influence her?
Yeah.
Okay. So you, being your ever so charismatic self, actually would probably learn that being very using diplomacy would end up having the best results for making her more regard you and maybe the entire party better.
Okay. I like a woman who something about flattery not going far. I didn't quite formulate that thought before I opened my mouth.
Okay. But keep that in mind. Keep that in mind for the next round now.
Oh my god. That was good.
Because you might be able to get lots of points with her maybe now.
God.
Ooh.
Ooh, who knows? Amara,
Oh.
who are you going to faceplant next to now? Not, you know what? I've got full faith in you. Like
She's
you're gonna
really
bounce
feeling
back.
it and realizing that,
You're an
know,
hour in. You know
when
what?
sh-
And even though you're an hour in, you definitely hear there's more thunder in the distance. Every
yeah,
once in a while, you maybe even see the windows kind of light up a little bit. What you guys thought was a farther away storm definitely seems to be coming in, but it doesn't be seeming to damping the mood if anything. So
well, I'm definitely feeling the alcohol and
Oh.
and realizing that, maybe going straight to a school where like it's more academic and fighty and not socialized as much is really working against her, and so she decides to talk up the quiet guy up here and just be like, "Hey, I'm Amara. What brought you
okay,
here?"
okay. So to remind you, that is Mager.
Maybe.
Um, and so would you like to, as so you up and you introduce yourself, and he turns, and actually as you walk up, he not only does he turn, but he stands. He gets out of his chair and he stands. And do you offer your hand? Do you bow? Like, how do you introduce yourself? Or
Yeah,
just kind of simple,
I'm
just
just like,
hi?
"Hey, how are you doing?"
Okay.
Just
Um, and he kind of takes a kind of he looks at you and kind of gives you a little bit of a um curt, not like in a bad way, but just a very kind of small, but a little kind of a nod as he comes up and kind of seems to, you know, dignify himself a little bit more. And he's like, "Very nice to meet you." And um, he's like, "You're one of the Aldori students, aren't you?"
yes. I just graduated.
Congratulations. Um, definitely seems to, no, recognize the Aldori swords, and certainly
Mhm.
clearly, knows things about the school and the academy. Would you like to discover anything about him, or would you like to influence him?
Let's just discover. Influencing has not worked in my favor.
She's over here like, I'm done. I'm done influencing
Yeah,
people. Like, nah.
no, like I just want to know
All right.
about you.
Give me. You can give me a perception or society check.
Let's go with perception. Yeah, finally.
Nice. Hell yeah. Okay. So, with that perception, as you walk up and he kind of gives it, stands up, and he kind of seems to turn obviously a little bit more towards you. And you can, as you look at him, like he's ruggedly handsome. He's got a little bit of 5 o'clock shadow kind of always on him. Um, he's got some darker, almost maybe dark, but maybe almost even with a little bit of gray um, in his hair, but maybe just little wisps. That's in a little bit of a bun, and he seems to have himself in his scabbard, peacebound, a very distinctive sword that bears the crest of House Varn on it, which happens to be 4 hatchets arranged in a circle. And you, kind of going through the school, and even just kind of with your, kind of piece those together, that this is probably the son of a noble
Mhm.
of the region. And you definitely have just, made an acquaintance of him. Would you like to learn? Um, what would you like to? Do you want to learn about some skills, or do you want to know what has the lowest DC for future either discoveries or future influences?
Hmm.
Choose one.
go with DC.
Of what?
um,
Influences or discoveries?
Influencing.
Okay. For him, using something like a lore skill, whether it be of Bravoy, of heraldry, of politics, or maybe even of warfare, would probably be the best way for you to or kind of influence him and make him regard you and maybe your associates even better.
Okay.
So yes, now you indeed know some things. Mavra, Miss Tasty Gorin. Is everyone good to go 30 more minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a little sleepy, so let's finish it up.
That's why I was asking. Like, I think we can get it 30 minutes if
Okay.
that works for everyone. But if
Mhm.
not, we can get it faster.
Up to the Ohio gals.
Yeah.
So I see Amara talking to the noble person,
Uh-huh.
and I want to ask him what he learned about her.
Ooh, interesting. All right, give me a give me a diplomacy check. Or maybe even make a request.
Oh, okay. Let me
So
find
I believe you click
that
on
in-
him.
On him. On him, you say?
On Mager. Can you click on him?
I'm clicking on him, but then what?
Oh, that's right. I was like, I don't see anything. I'm watching Brian's stream. That's obviously. And then I think that's when then you go to your thing and you make a request.
Is that in
Maybe?
encounter?
That's a great question.
Let me see.
Request. It is.
Mhm.
I was just
It's an
not
encounter.
reading things.
Okay. Oh.
Did I do that right? No.
No, I think it's basically it's a diplomacy check essentially, but
Oh, okay.
So with a 9, that is going to probably be a failure, not a critical one. And so as he kind of smiles and everything, but you can kind of tell that as probably a noble guy, he's not one to share his conversations about others with others. So he just kind of politely kind of rebuffs your attempt. And all that, and maybe just maybe he might kind of be thinking a little bit like, what's this nosy woman up to? But it's hard to say. He's very he is pretty, he does seem to kind of keep a good facade about himself. Mr. Herbert.
I'm gonna walk up to that table that you mentioned earlier.
This one up here?
I shouldn't have done that. But okay.
What table?
The front table?
The one with all the armored dudes, right?
I was like, my face was on the table, and I look over. I'm just like, why are they in so much armor? Why are they acting?
Sure.
Do they think they're better than us?
Why are you so strange?
What do you mean? Me?
No, them.
No.
Yeah.
Like he's saying, like as you, like
As
are you
me.
so strange?
What's going on with them? So I'm gonna walk over them and be like, "Hey guys, this is a good feast. This is good. Are you helping run this? What's going on here?"
Who are you? Are you seeming to talk to anyone in particular, or just kind of in a general?
Let's do
just
this guy
wander over there in a
because-
drunken kind of thing, and
Let's do this guy because he has different character art.
fair. Very fair. All right.
And I want to see him a big picture of him because he looks like he looks nice.
He looks. That's why you're really doing it. I see.
Yeah.
He's
Mm.
attractive.
So yeah, so sitting over here, the rest of his men all seem to be a little bit more nondescript. Some of them even, armored, all that. But this gentleman definitely seems to be a little bit differently dressed. Definitely can tell he's, he's been through, he's got some scars. He's got a gruffness, a roughness to him, which you might even think is probably he's actually seen battle. And even when you kind of, as you walk up, you hear them, they seem to be almost kind of both just kind of relaying, just kind of talking amongst almost like a group of friends would that have been around each other for a long time, and maybe even starting to kind of be like, oh hey, yeah, remember when Jordy over there was assaulted by that that tassel worm, like, oh my god, yeah, I thought it was a goner, but then all of a sudden he just he fucking cut its tail off and just runs out of there. And then as you walk up, kind of maybe a little bit wiggly, maybe slightly sloshed, this gentleman definitely kind of leans his head back and is like, evening.
What are you guys all about? I'm Humphrey. I mean Herbert.
Humphrey, I mean Herbert. We're the Iron Wraiths. Surely you've heard of us. I've heard you all back there. You guys seem to be having quite the time. Which is exactly, why she's invited us here, to have a good time.
Okay.
I'm sure she knows what she's doing.
Oh, I don't have my cool oracle thing yet. Okay. I am going to do. Can I do a recall knowledge on the Iron Wraiths?
Sure.
You're a handsome guy. Oh, I said that out loud. Okay. What do I know about the Iron Wraiths?
You're over here, just so you know, you did that versus Tartuccio. So I'm like, wait, what? But
Oh, I have him.
it's
I
fine.
Have him
It's fine. I mean,
targeted,
it's still your rules. So, from what you've heard of the Iron Wraiths around, and it might even be a little bit jumbled in your head. You have had a lot to drink tonight, but you are certain that you heard about them at one of the other taverns, that these guys are famous ghost hunters that go around the country catching and slaying ghosts with their iron hammers.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So, yeah, ghosts. What do the ghosts ever do to you, though?
Give me a perception check.
Because not all ghosts are bad. I'm not saying all of them are good either, but I'm just saying.
So you are confident that these guys wander around the entire countryside slaying ghosts with, giant hammers and clubs and all that, and it's not a single one of these guys is wielding any one of those weapons. which
Well-
you definitely think is really odd. 'Cause, like, I know the Iron Race, like Slay
Well,
Ghost,
are they
loves
holding
it.
weapons?
I mean, just like other people, they've probably got, they've got maybe some swords or daggers or things like that, like, like peace-bound and strapped to them.
Wait, where are your guys with fucking hammers? Aren't you guys supposed to be hammering things like hammering things?
Some of the other guys seem to start kind of under their breath, kind of like chuckling and like looking back at this guy's like, what the fuck is up with him? And
I'm
and
sorry,
like
I've been
they're a
cursed
little
by a couple of gods.
they're
so
they're
I'm kind of-
they're a little kind of rougher, or I wouldn't say rougher, but a little more colorful in their language maybe. But this individual that you're talking to kind of just seems to smile, and he was like, very nice meeting you, friend, but I think some of the people at the back of your table might be missing you. And then he just turns back around and goes back to talking with his own friend.
Well, okay, fine. Well, that guy said a bad word, and I want you to note that. Okay, I'll go back to my table.
I want you to note that.
Offerings,
Oh my.
plate. Gosh, those
Oh,
guys over
goodness.
there are a bunch of jabronis.
We love it.
Oh my gosh.
Chabroni.
You think after they get Kalen's favor and have a couple of drinks, that'd be more nice, but they were douchebags.
You would think that, wouldn't you? Indeed.
Oh no.
Adano. What
They
you
kill
got
us
for
all,
us?
gotta talk shit.
Oh man. You know what? I'm kind of interested in seeing how this is gonna work out. I'm gonna talk to, what is it, the elf next to me? The other one? Wait, is there only one? Oh shit.
You know, I love how drunk Adano is. There are from what you can, no, give me a good old perception roll.
Oh no.
We're loving this.
Okay, hold on. Oh, it's because of it. I minimized it. Okay. Perception, you say?
Yeah.
I'll do this.
Okay. All right. So, drunk. You're drunk, and
Yep.
like some people do seem a little bit kind of blurry, a little bit fuzzy. Not like horribly, but like, but you're pretty confident there's one, maybe two elves at this table. One may even only be about a half elf, but it could also maybe just be an elf with like some shorter ears.
Okay. Okay. So, oh man, am I going to assume? Oh no. Yeah, you know what, Adano's. I'm sorry.
I will give. You do know that the shorter eared elf is the girl sitting to your left, who you know to be Amara, and the more longer eared elf, is Miss Jathal down
Oh,
there.
she's being hit on by a white-haired.
Yep, Greg
man.
is charming her over. Do you wanna join in this? And
Absolutely not. I'm gonna talk to the short-eared elf.
all right.
We're gonna be like, listen, hey, that gore, what is this? That plant woman's been looking at you all night. Do you two know each other? Like, what is going on? There's a weird vibe.
I don't know. Like her.
Listen, I've also picked up on that too. You kind of looking at her too. Like, what is it? You past lovers or something? Or like,
No.
oh,
not-
so you do know her? Oh,
I don't think I don't know if I know her.
Why don't we just ask her, and I'm gonna go over and be like, "Hey, do you know this woman?"
I'm just like,
Oh wait, you're the one I called a vegetable. I remember that's kind of offensive in some Leshy languages.
I am
But-
not a Leshy.
Oh,
She's a Gorin.
Anyways, do you know her?
So to Amara in Fae, I tell her, "Is this asshole bothering you? Why is he asking me these questions?" Amara, like in a friendly, like I would normally.
Oh God.
Should I answer him?
No. And like back in Faye, I'm just like, are you like my Mavra?
Yeah.
Whoa, you guys spoke in weird languages.
Nah, just forget him. He doesn't need to know. He doesn't need to know that.
Okay.
Okay.
That is for us
Oh
to
my
know,
God.
sir.
Listen, I may be dense right now and drunk as hell, but I know when someone speaks the same language, and I'm gonna start speaking in Tien, thinking that someone here can also speak in Tien. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I can speak a different language too. Whoop de doo. Looking, who's gonna answer me?
That's not that impressive, Adano. Oh, I don't have Tian Shan.
Oh, I forgot to do my languages.
Oh yeah. Hey. I did mean to remind you. Hey, get your
Do your language.
Well, I speak it too.
It will not be. Okay? Just straight up, it will not be. Not to dampen your style, but like, nah.
No.
No.
So sober Adano is gonna have a nightmare.
As you, Mavra, and you, Amara, are conversing here in Fae, you all of a sudden hear down at the table by Greg, a kind of sharp, maybe like not like high pitch, but like what maybe, I don't know, but a sharper kind of just like ha. And it does seem like Tartuccio might have understood what you guys were saying.
Definitely makes sense.
Like, could I misunderstand that as he understood what I was saying?
Well, so it probably would have happened while the two of them were talking in the middle of their, almost like they said
I see.
something that was either funny or that maybe, who knows, could have been funny, could have been insulting, could have just been like dumb. You don't know.
You know what? I think I'm gonna have a delayed reaction and be like, "See, this guy gets it."
Nice.
Tien.
All right, so we are gonna do we're gonna do one last round. Normally it goes a little bit longer, but I know everyone's getting kind of tired. And realistically, like probably not a ton is gonna change in 2 more rounds. But I know I gave you guys some pertinent information as to skills to use in DCs and whatnot. So I want to give you guys the actual opportunity to like use it if you wish to. So we're just gonna do one final one, and then we're gonna wrap some things up, and yeah.
Okay.
So Gregory. Hey yo, Triple G Greg.
Oh, sorry, I got distracted by
It's fine,
my
I
baby
know.
monitor.
Trust me, I get it.
What's up?
Goth elf
It's your
lady.
turn. What do you want to
Okay.
do for your final influencing discoveries, all of those?
Jthal.
Yeah, we sticking with J Thing, or are we wanting to branch out?
No,
Okay.
we are.
You know, hey, I love a specialist.
She's just she calls to me.
She's so J Thralling, right?
Yes. That.
Jay throttling. Whoa.
So diplomacy,
Diplomacy, indeed.
which Archives of Nethys defines as influencing others through negotiation and flattery.
Ooh, and flattery.
Yep, to find out information through friendly chats. I'm just gonna say, like, you intrigue me. Tell me Tell me something. Tell me anything. I must know something about you.
Roll me a diplomacy test.
Diplomacy.
Diplomacy.
Rolling.
Ooh, glorious. All right. So you definitely seem to succeed. And I'm gonna mark that right there before I forget. And she can kind of, even Jathal can kind of tell, like, some of the banter. Everyone seemed to get. She's really kind of, I think, even herself, maybe even internally hoping that, like, oh my god, I hope this ends soon. Like, I don't know how much more of all of this I can take. Like, this has been a lot of attention and pressure on me. But she definitely has been enjoying how much you've been chatting her up, and seems to actually being interested in her. Maybe it's been a long time since anyone's interested in her, or maybe she gets this reaction everywhere she goes, and she's just a narcissist and just loves the attention. Who knows? But either way, she does kind of decide to, give you a little kind of nugget. And but I don't know what nugget I'm gonna give you.
Nuggets.
Nuggets.
She does,
One of
you know,
Sam's
as she's
favorites.
trying, she does kind of, maybe not even let slip, but kind of talk a little bit more. She gets a slight bit more open about the fact that she will eventually, she's got her reasons to go into the Stolen Lands for her for, I guess, as her job, her profession as an inquisitor of Urgathoa.
Oh.
Oh.
Ugh. That's why you smell nasty.
And man, she might not have come straight out and said Urgathoa, but maybe between some of her words and maybe like you've probably put that together, that, like, oh, she's an inquisitor for Urgathoa. I didn't do my homework well enough to find out, like, what epithets Urgathoa uses, so that's on me. I will take that fail. But you still did gain an influence with her.
Mm-hmm.
So hell yeah. Blur, 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 blur. Amara.
Yes.
You were last chatting both with Megartharn, Adano, and Mavra.
I am gonna continue talking to Mager. I noticed that sigil before hatchet. Like, is that why you're here, or like, should I already call you a lord, or are you just trying?
Go ahead and give me a roll of some type for me to tell you. Give me, yeah, Bravoia, Heraldry, Politics, Warfare. I know you've got at least one of those.
Yes, I want to be fair. Oh, come on.
Yes!
Oh!
Yay!
Wow! Look at you go. Okay. So, as you kind of, bring up the like, I noticed you're like, are you a member of House Varn? Should I call you a lord now? He's very impressed. Like, the fact that even though you do seem to, like, let's be honest, he can tell that you're not nobility, that you're a commoner, but you are going to the Aldori school, which he definitely respects the Aldori, both the Aldori sword lords and the traditions that they have. You can tell he is very impressed with the fact that you know that he is a Varn and are already willing to give him like the deference that he definitely feels he probably deserves as just a noble. And so that's going to be 2 success points. Because of that nice, glorious crit right there. We can't make that up. And you definitely kind of learn that through kind of like he seems like, oh, he's like, well, my father's the Lord, but like soon, yes, I'm gonna be out there exploring the stolen lands, and he's like, just between you and me, like I already know what my contract is going to be. I'm definitely gonna be setting up an area to the east, and where I've already got plans drawn up. It's gonna be named Varnhold, and I've got the entire thing. It's drawn up, and it's going to eventually like rival Restov, and then third son or no, like I will have my own provinces, just like my father.
I like that.
So you can definitely tell he's impatient, but he's still been friendly, everything. So like he's itching to like, hey, let's get this done, which he also kind of letting it slip, but like alludes to the fact like that's why he hasn't been drinking very much. Like he wants to be ready first thing in the morning to be the first one out, back here and to like get on with his destiny. Well done.
Wait, is Adano like nearby hearing this as well?
I mean, give me a perception check.
Oh,
Maybe you're so drunk you're passed out by now.
Well, it's
I
coming.
hope
Maybe
not.
you're too drunk. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of raucous
Who
laughter.
knows?
So like, you can't make out the exact words. They're talking, and he got a little bit more animated, but between the bards playing and the laughter and the drinking and the people running around, there's just too much distraction and other voices going on for you to really make out the full conversation. You might have picked up bits, maybe that his last name is Varn, or maybe something about Varnhold. But I don't know if but the ability to connect it might be a little bit disjointed and difficult.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I will try to do something with that on my turn.
Okay. Maevra.
I'm not sure. I'd like to get a feel, I think, for this guy who's been talking to Amara, since I obviously can't outright like ask him. Like I fucked up. So I kind of want to see like why. Basically I'm jealous.
Why does he like her more than she liking you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Human emotions are weird.
Human emotions are weird. That is true.
No.
Give me a skill.
Argue
Argue one for me.
I'm thinking.
And or what are you wanting to have? Are you wanting this more directed towards Amara or to Mager?
I think Amara.
Why do you like him more than me?
Yeah. Why are you talking to him more?
I even made my hair bloom for you.
Exactly.
Oh.
I bloom just for you. Full circle. We brought Troy into this one as well.
All right. So
And he's a top.
Jesus.
Well, right when I said that, a car alarm went off.
oh no.
Like bleeped you.
Yeah.
So maybe just diplomacy.
Okay.
Tr-
Roll
try-
that beautiful bean
Try
footage.
to keep it all inside. These emotion things. I don't like.
What are
I don't get
emotions? I
them.
don't know. Okay. So it seems that while human emotions are weird, and this definitely feels kind of weird of like what is going on, clearly whatever Magar and her are talking about, they both seem to have some passions with.
Yeah.
She does, maybe she even seems to be a little bit enamored by the fact that he's a noble. It could be that, or maybe it's just the fact that he's a handsome, slightly older gentleman. That maybe probably clearly has some money too, you know. You heard him. He's gonna own land one day and be equal to his father. Yeah.
Own land. I don't like that concept.
Ah, indeed. Herbert.
Herbert's so drunk and he feels like he missed so much of the conversation. He's just staring at everyone at the opposite end. I was just like, he is going to look over at Jathal, is her name?
Jathal. Well, I'm assuming you mean the elf and not Lindsay, the talkative bard.
Definitely not her.
Okay.
Definitely not.
Still
Dang.
not her. Nobody
Still
wants
not
to talk to
her.
Still not
I mean,
her.
if I was
In fact, you can tell, like, you guys have been doing other things. Like, Amiri and Lindsay have pretty much now ignored all of you guys, too, and are fully just... Well, Amiri is ignoring Lindsay while just kind of looking around to see what else can be done, and Lindsay is very much trying to get her attention.
You see, in real life, I would love a person like Lindsay, but my character does not. So he's gonna look over at Jathal and be like, "So why'd you choose Urgathoa, or did she choose you?" That's what we all say. Who saved who? Me or the puppy?
Make me a check. Make me a skill roll of a type to be determined.
I'm gonna do a religion.
Oh, let's go.
Out of all the people that you
Are you
could,
trying to discover or are you trying to influence?
I'm trying to discover because I want to know what her point of view is.
Okay.
Because it actually is very intriguing to me on an intellectual level.
Okay.
I'm just like, out of all the people that you can worship, out of all the things that these gods can stand for, why do you ride or die for someone who celebrates undeath, especially someone as morally corrupt as Urgathoa? Like, why would you choose Urgathoa when you could choose the offering plate or any of the other gods that are celebrated for, like, perfumes? I heard there's the god of perfume in the Impossible Lands. Why didn't you choose her? Like, why did you choose literally one of the worst? And how are you even here? Like, why are you even here? Who invited you?
Oh,
Dude, back
Herbert just
off.
bringing it down.
He started so well, and then the drink just was like blur blur blur.
I don't like this. And I slam my little fist on the ground, like, everything I stand for. I am literally a font of life. I'm looking at you. You are literally celebrating undeath. Like, I cannot, as a disciple of the offering plate, just leave you unattended without at least explaining yourself. Like, I feel like I'm giving you a lot of grace right now.
So she definitely kind of regards you. and takes note of the fact that, like, okay, like, you clearly do, you know, recognize who the Pallid Princess that she serves is. And so for that, you'll get an influence point for her.
Does she answer me though?
And then she begins to go on about the fact that, like, whether or not she celebrates undeath is irrelevant. She teaches us not to dread those things that all mortals do. Aging, disease, even death. There's nothing to be feared in that. It's just a natural thing of life. And in so doing, we should both celebrate and enjoy what lives we have, whether that be in life or in death. What is so bad about that? Caden Kalen himself enjoyed and imbibed all his life. Is it not fair that the Pallid Princess asks us to do the same? Without fear of what's to come?
Damn, she kind of got you there.
No, you're cherry picking a lot of points, and you're approaching at this through such a narrow view. I don't know what cult you were raised in. I don't know where you were spawned, but that is not what all Urkathoa stands for. You.
And at that, Jathal gets up, takes her scythe, and she says,
Take your scythe.
"My lady is not to be demeaned, especially not by one such as you." And she walks out.
Yeah, walk out. Walk out. Walk out.
Oh, you just cock
Walk
walked
out.
so bad.
I don't care. I am a beacon of life, love, and light. You do not want to be mixed up with a cult of Urkathoa.
And we are going to say
legacy.
that with that, you lose the influence point that you had.
You don't want to be mixed up with her, correct, with 3 Gs. You want a horde of undead thralls watching you two make out or something? Like
So hot.
That's crazy.
And after,
I want you to find God. So here, take this other shot and chug it.
Yeah, thanks. I'm gonna need it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
after seeing Jathal leave, I go over to Mavra and I'm just like, hey, do you want to like go over to my apartment and like you can tell me everything about what's going on at like the farm and why you changed and all this stuff. And I'm saying all of this in face so nobody else like knows what's going on around us. And I'm just like giddy.
Okay.
And lastly, I don't know.
Because like,
It's at this
fuck
moment.
this party.
It's at this moment. I'm gonna try and convince whoever this Varn person is to drink a little bit more. A leader, a ruler should celebrate with his people. No.
Oh my god.
What
So
you doing?
I'm gonna go over to Varn.
Well, I
right?
know that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to Varn, and then I'm going to try and convince him to loosen up and drink more because
Oh no.
a leader should be celebrating with his future people,
Okay.
and not try to be some stuck-up guy,
Uh-oh.
especially when he's not even a lord yet.
Let's make enemies.
Let's make a diplomacy check.
Oh shit.
I love
Listen,
it.
I love it.
If this is negative
Throw it in
towards
the-
him,
I got
could
the
I
feeling on
try?
a summer day when said it's winter.
Could I? If this is
I got this feeling on a winter day when you were drunk. You crashed your car into a tree. You watched it let it burn.
could I use some sort of like political skill instead, because this would come from like
Sure.
like an art of war type of thing. Like, listen, you need to raise the morale of the people, and drinking
Sure.
will do
I'll
that.
let you do a politics or a warfare.
I'm gonna hear a point that. Absolutely, we're gonna hear a point that.
Okay. I mean, you may as well, but I already told you guys we're pretty much wrapping up after this. Thank you for hero pointing it even more. We love to see it.
Oh god. Sorry guys, you don't have an enemy at the beginning.
I
We already got one.
Oh, I
Good
won.
I
luck.
already got 2.
I won't.
I got 3 actually. Yeah, we're just making enemies. Everyone.
We love to see it.
Y'all are friends,
Um,
but I'm not.
fuck. So yeah, you start off as it starts off kind of good. You think maybe might have made a you think you might have made like a really good point about the fact like a leader needs to like lead for the people and all that blah blah blah. And then you go and bring up the fact like you're not even a fucking lord yet, blah blah blah. And Mager's attitude definitely turns very sour.
Oh,
God.
To the point that he pretty much just curtly smiles at you and picks up his stuff and he turns and he looks at Lady Jemima and he's like, "Lady, thank you ever so much for a grand evening. I though must be off. I need to return. I need to be fresh in the morning for you. So if with thank you so much, but I must be off." And he goes ahead and he walks out as well.
Yikes. Damn.
Nope. You know what? Adano stands by what he said. What he said. This man just couldn't take it.
Oh, that guy was he looked like John Travolta, so
He did. He was very Travolta-y.
Okay,
All
does his
right.
opinions really matter?
And actually, so and when Magar went up there and kind of said his goodbyes to Lady Eldori, she bid him a fond evening and she agreed, yes, we'll see you in the morning. And as he begins to walk out, she claps her hands and she's like, my friends, I hope you have enjoyed the food and the drink this evening. And definitely some of the people from their other tables are cheering and raising their glasses because everyone definitely did enjoy the food and drink this evening to the point that some of y'all are in a drunken stupor. And as it quiets down, she smiles. She's like, "Oh, you honor me, truly. But this night, it's for you. And as heroes, you have all responded to my call, and I can't wait to hear the tales of your exploits in the weeks and months to come. Tomorrow, I shall speak with you all about your individual charters. I suspect it will be a busy day, so I suggest that we make an early evening of it. After all, you have kingdoms to plan." Lady Jamandi's words are met with more and even louder, raucous and applause. Uh, Amiri even takes her goblet and smashes it on the floor.
it's a little
To
much.
the dismay of some servants that are now quickly trying to come over and pick up this smashed glass and metal goblet. Lady Jamani then gestures to the large double doors over here to her left, and she was like, "Of course, I have arranged bedchambers for all of you. My guards will escort you to them, and I hope you find them quite restful. We will speak further tomorrow when we meet back here at sunrise." And she and then she looks over to the mayor, and they too, he gets up, and she goes ahead, and the guards next here open up the kitchen doors and begin escorting different groups and tables to their accommodations for the night. And that's where we'll end it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, I think I done fucked up.
I love
It's okay.
how some of the fuck ups
I
occurred.
mean,
But who knows? Are they fuck ups? Time will tell. Maybe this is exactly what needed to happen.
Yeah,
maybe I just made friends with somebody who I shouldn't have made friends with. Who knows?
Adano's gonna be very sad when he gets when he gets sober.
I said what I said.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm so hung up on
as a kind of as a last kind of thing, just best guesstimate. How many goblets, flagons, kegs did everyone go through tonight?
I think in terms of cups, I think I just went through 5.
Okay.
Not that many.
No,
How
no,
long
not,
were we there again?
not. A couple hours.
Let's say 3. So I wasn't too bad, but I was definitely feeling myself.
Like 6 or 7.
Oh, so you really feeling yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to start hitting on Loot Girl because I ran out of options.
So maybe 8. No, nah.
So just at that party.
Well, no. Sure. Just or where do you think for the day? Where's good old Herbert? Is he 6, 12, 14?
I think he's about 14.
14. Okay.
I think he's about
Heavy
14 because he
drink.
started drinking during the day because he was
Before,
nervous. And he usually has more of like an even keel to himself, but he was
You know what? I started doing ticks. I'm just straight up writing 14. I'm not doing that many ticks.
Mhm. It's fair.
What about you, Mavra? I don't think
0.
you were really drinking that much, were you? You maybe got one little finger root in there, and you
Yeah,
know.
that was.
Butt chug.
No.
Butt chug. Rum soaked tampon, butt chug.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both.
All right. This is good. This is good. I will. We'll start next time up, kind of maybe from roughly where we left off here. Maybe a few 10, 15 minutes, maybe 6 hours later. Who knows?
Oh?
But yeah.
And until then, make sure you guys watch on Thursday for our Strength 1000 stream. That happens every other week. That's been going on for a couple of years. So hopefully we can catch you up. If anyone new is watching, hopefully we can catch you up. And we'll post a whole bunch of catch-up things and explanations in the chat as we go. And then and every other Thursday is going to be this one, and I hope to throw in some Yazivas in on this too. But until then, stay messy.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.